What's going on, everybody? Back again with another video. Today we're going to look at LYFT, SOFI, and QUBT. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, let's do this. Let's start with LYFT. Okay, so if you've been rocking with me for a little bit now, you know we've been holding LYFT. All right, it's been consolidating. Okay, it's been consolidating between 2053 and 1832. All right, you see that right here. This is the 4-hour time frame. All right, looking at it on the daily. Okay, we've been oversold since the 11th of December. All right, so we got room to go. We got room to go. And today we got a nice push back into our level of 1960. Okay, so we can see here that we rejected this level, okay, the last time we were here, which was Friday, right? Today we broke through. Not only did we break through, but we closed. You see right here, 1969. All right, 1960. So we closed above, we broke above the level and we held the level, all right, at the close of the day. Well, we reclaimed it at the end of the day, I should say. So what does that mean? So that means that this support level down here is not strong enough to keep us down. All right, so we have broken through resistance. All right, this was resistance, this was support. So now we need to hold this level tomorrow. Okay, we need to hold this level. That means that we do not break this level tomorrow at all. We hold it and we go to 2053. If we do not go to 2053 tomorrow, but we hold 1960, we can still go to 2053 by the end of the week. All right, so just be patient. Just be patient. We do have to get back above 2020 before we do that. So I have an alert set there. If you have calls and you are green or you're close to being green, when you get to 2020, you need to be looking at selling or at least trimming some of your contracts off. All right, because what's going to happen is it's going to hit 2020 and it could come right back down to 1960. All right, so you don't want to let a green trade turn red. All right, so you see profit, take profit. Okay, but we want to see 2053. All right, and I'm gonna just go ahead and speak it that we're gonna see 2053 tomorrow. All right, we're gonna see it tomorrow. I need my chips. You feel me? All right, so if we break 2053, our next level is 2098, and then we're off to the races. All right, we're off to the races at that point. And I got multiple areas of interest that I'll be taking profit. But we have 2098 as our main level, but 2333 is where we're trying to get to. All right, over the course of the next year, we could definitely expect to see $30. All right, we can definitely expect to see $30. So remember I said that. All right, where did we fall from? We fell from 3153 right here, right? We fell from there. Okay, if we look to the left, you always got to look to the left. All right, you got to look to the left and see what the stock has done. Okay, so let's see on the weekly. Let's see what we have done at 3153. Let's actually adjust this a little bit here. All right, boom. I like that. That's a lot cleaner. I think that might have gotten moved at some point. But you see all these wicks, you see all these candles, all right, all this price action, and then you see what happens when we finally break through after all of this consolidation here. All right, and support, okay, comes back down, breaks support, stays down, All right, finds a new support, comes right back up to resistance. This becomes resistance, breaks resistance, and boom, 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 boom. All right, so fast forward, comes back down to that same level, 32.26. Okay, we break it, and look at that. Look at the liquidity. So anytime we are at 32.26, we can expect to see price action, right? Whether that be positive or negative. But the bottom line is we're coming back to 32.26 regardless, whether we reject it or whether we break it, we're going back there. Okay, so understand that. So if you understand that and you look at this on the weekly, okay, you look at this on a weekly time frame, all right? And let me get rid of some of these. I've been charting LYFT, I've been scalping LYFT, I've been swinging LYFT ever since last year. I'm saying that like last year was a long time ago. That was like a week and a half ago. But y'all get what I'm saying. We look at the structure of this, right? And on the weekly time frame, we have broken the 200 moving average right here. All right. Not only have we broken the 200 moving average, but if you draw a trend line, let's draw a trend line here from our low. Okay. And then do that. All right. So we got one touch, two touches. So there is a potential that we could fall down to 1740. There is a potential that could happen. But be that as it may, we are still trending up. Okay, we're still trending up. Either way, I'm still bullish on this. You can see that when we were in a downtrend here, if you look at this, let me get rid of this. I got a lot of lines on the chart. Let me get rid of some of these. Make this a little easier for y'all. I can come back and rechart this later. But I want you to see this clearly. Okay, I'm gonna leave that level. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave all of these. All right, but you see the downtrend, okay? You see the downtrend on this weekly time frame, right? Went to 1478. Okay, and then when we broke this trend, okay, we went all the way to 2554. So now our biggest level of support right now that's keeping us in this uptrend now, since we've broken the downtrend, okay, is 1832. Okay, this level here, you can even mark it off as a zone. Okay, let's do that real quick. So we can mark this whole area off as a buy zone. Okay, this is a buy zone. This area here, if you're bullish on LYFT like I am, anything up in here you want to buy. Okay, why is that? That is because when we break out, when we enter this area, you see here, there's price action. Okay, we come back down to this area, boom, price action. All right, come right back up, boom, back down, right back up, back down. Okay, so we could, like I said, we could go ahead and boop, boop, come on down. I highly doubt that. But if we break 18, if we lose 1832, I will be exiting LYFT. I will get out. All right, because that means we could go down to 1478. Hey, and it happens. Sometimes you're wrong. All right, but if we're right, we will get a nice payout. All right, so that's LYFT. Okay, now looking at SOFI. All right, on the daily. All right, we look at SOFI on the daily chart, and we see that it was in a downtrend. Okay, SOFI was in a downtrend. Okay, and it broke. All right, now it's still holding two things. It's still holding It's still holding support here, $26. All right, and it's still maintaining this this level here as far as the downtrend is concerned. Like, it has not broken back down and closed below this downtrend. Okay, so for me, I want to see a retest at 26, but we may not get that. Okay, but if we can reclaim 27.22, we could at least get back up to 29.85. Okay, I did not re-enter SOFI today, and the reason I didn't re-enter, I'll show you what just happened to my chart. What is going on? All right, so the reason I didn't re-enter SOFI is because we lost this level. We lost 27.22. See that at the open? When I saw that, I was like, Now, I could have said, okay, it got close to 26, okay, 26.20, that's pretty close, right? But you still gotta wait, okay, because we have, this is now, once we lose, all right, so check this out. So once we broke back here, 27.22, once we broke that level, now 27.22 now becomes support, okay? And we come down and boom, support the next day, right? So support is valid. But when we lose support is no longer valid. Okay, so now we have to wait and see if this is truly resistance. Okay, 27.22. Let me do it. Let me show you again. So we were here a couple days ago, 27.22. We broke resistance because this was resistance. You see that? This was resistance. The price resisted. Okay, it broke. Now this is support. Okay, it comes back down, hit support. Okay, price is supported there. Price breaks. That's no longer support. Now this is resistance, and it's proven right here. It shows you. All right, this is now resistance. So now I can no longer say that it's safe to enter this until we get back above 27.22 and hold that level. Okay, looking at the RSI is oversold, right? On the 30 minute, let's look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour has been oversold. It tried to get up and it got up to like 60, 58, 60, not that high. Then it fell, all right? Fell down to about 36. So to be safe, especially with all these red candles, to be safe, I said I'm just gonna wait. Now this probably will go tomorrow. SOFI probably will go. 27.22 is probably gonna get blown out first thing in the morning. We shall see. And if it does, I still want to see a retest, okay? Because this is resistance. But if it breaks, okay, and now let me say this: if it breaks with a candle like this on the 15-minute time frame, I'll be looking for a pullback on the 5-minute. Okay, so I will say that. Okay, so there are different strategies. You can have bump and run or break and retest. You can have gap and go. You know, it just depends on your trading style. For me, I like break and retest. I like to be patient. Okay, I like to let the stock show me what it wants to do instead of trying to guess and figure it out. That's how I made money on SOFI last week. Okay, prime example. All right, let's look at it. Let's look at what happened last week. All right, we charted this off. It was in a downtrend. It broke. Okay, this happened in one day right here. This is at pre-market, right? And then this is the day. Okay, I let it run, and then I said I'm gonna wait and see what happens. It fell the next day, all the way back down to support. When it fell, and then I saw this, I went ahead and entered. Okay, I entered. It consolidated for a day, then it ran up. I sold. It wasn't a big run. It was 45%, but it was enough. Okay, like, you have to understand, man. Like, if you are leveraging enough money, 45% is more than enough to take care of what you need as far as growing your account. You don't need to have 100% returns all the time. Those are nice, but you're not gonna get those all the time, okay? You'll mess around and get greedy and let a green trade turn red trying to get 100% return all the time. So you have to learn how to leverage, okay? And you have to learn how to buy multiple contracts. That way you can allow some contracts to remain open and to run longer, okay? You take profit on 3 and let one run, okay? And that one that's running, to protect your capital, you can set your stop loss at break even, okay? That way when it comes back down, if it comes back down, you don't lose anything. And you already made money off the other 3 contracts, right? So you just have to be smart about it and you have to be patient. But anyway, so we can see now that after this big break, if you look at the bigger picture, we're really just kind of consolidating, all right? We're just kind of consolidating. So I still believe we're going to go back to 2986 and more. On the bigger picture, I believe we're going to 3290, okay? 3290. So we just have to be patient. We have to be patient because we don't want to get in. We want to, like if we would have got in today, and got all excited, you could have got that. You could have scalped that. That would have been great for a day trade. I was working today, so I wasn't scalping. All right, but if you wanted to actually try to swing trade this, and when you wanted to hit your target of 2964, you would have to sell this and hold your runner, and your stop loss would have to be below $26. Okay, and that's how you could have done that. For me, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. Obviously, the market's closed. I'm gonna wait for tomorrow. I'm gonna see if we break 27.22. If we break 27.22 with strong conviction, more than likely I will re-enter, and I'll signal that in the chat. If we break this without enough volume, we don't have enough volume when we break. We don't have a nice big green candle. I'm gonna wait for the retest, and if it falls below 27.22, 27.25, this area here, I'm gonna be waiting. It's just a waiting game. You just have to be patient. All right, guys. So that's what this game is. It's being patient. It's being ready to enter. It's not always front running and trying to just get into the trade, anticipating a move. No, we want to actually see you hold. We want to see the stock hold the price, hold the level, okay? Letting us know that this is now support. Right now, this is not support, this is resistance. I'm not buying at resistance. We do not buy at resistance, we buy at support, okay? We sell at resistance. If you wanted to buy this today, perfect example, this is not support, but it's close to support. That's not a bad trade to take. If I would have been working today, I probably would have scalped this. More than likely, I would have scalped this. If I would have seen this, I would have grabbed that. This was a nice trade, okay? And I would have sold off. Definitely would have sold off. Yeah, look at this on the 5 minute. This is perfect. Oversold, really close here. You could have set your stop loss at below 26. What is that, 37 cents away? It's not terrible, especially in the small account. We're talking about a $100 contract. Probably lose $30, risk $30 to make. You probably could have made 100% on that. Probably could have made 100% on that if you did it right. But anyway, that's SOFI. Let's look at QUBT. QUBT. All right. I am in QUBT shares in my small account. Don't laugh at my little small account, my little baby account. I have a large account, but I'm not sharing that with y'all just yet. All right. But I am sharing it with those of you who are in the Discord. If you are not in the Discord, go ahead and click the link below, join the Discord. I will be putting out plays for the large account and the small accounts. LYFT is a large account play. I have 14 contracts for LYFT right now, and I did post in the trading room, I believe in the trading chat, about how I've been swinging LYFT. I'm down right now. I was down 25%, but because the level is valid still, I did not exit. Okay, and I'm glad I didn't, because the stock moved 15, or the contracts moved 15% in my favor today. All right, because I trusted the levels. My contracts don't expire for another 5 months. Okay, we're gonna hit real soon, and I'll have a video when we do. Yeah, I will let y'all know. All right, don't miss out. So looking at QUBT, all right, we're down here on the daily. All right, we're starting to creep up. All right, so we got room to run. $12.83 is our resistance. Okay, so we want to see a break above. All right, I'm holding it. We're above on the 200 MA. That's a good sign. Had a good day today. Nice bounce off the 200. So now we just got to make our way up to 1283. We tried to get there. Not yesterday, Friday, but didn't quite make it. Okay, so now that we're above the 200, we're above the 8-day, we're above the 20-day MA, and we closed above those levels as well. We're above the 50-day moving average. This is looking good. Okay, I'm up 14%. Not a lot of money, but remember, if you've been following, this is just the little small money I've made off of taking little trades with like $60, $80 contracts, like really small money. I'm doing this to show y'all that you don't have to start with a whole lot of money. Okay, you can start with a little money. I started my account originally with $30 and grew it to 2,000. Took my 2,000 and grew it to 10,000. All right, now I'm in my small account again, doing it again. All right, and I'm just taking y'all along with me for the ride. All right, so go ahead and get your chips in order, man. So small account right now is looking good. I think I'm at like 800 or something like that. Yeah, 800. So we're trying to get to 1,000. Once we get to 1,000, it's gonna be real quick to get to 1,500. And once you hit 1,500, it just goes, because now you can really leverage. All right, but the small, let me see, these small numbers you see in here, you have to look at the percentages. All right, don't worry about the dollar amount right now. Okay, focus on your system. Focus on getting trading down. Focus on learning candlesticks. All right, in the meantime, watch videos like this. Okay, there's a guy, Aristotle Investments, great videos. Black Girl Stocks, great videos. Chris Sane, great videos. I'm gonna put links in the description down below so y'all can check them out as well. I'm not trying to hoard and build like this big community of people and charge them a whole bunch of money and make money off of them. Yeah, I'm gonna charge some money for some stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. But right at this moment, I'm just trying to put everybody on like somebody put me on. You know what I mean? There's too many crabs in the bucket already in the world. So I'm just trying to do what I wish somebody would have did earlier for me. And I found these people and they helped me, by watching their videos. They put out free content. I'm a part of one other Discord. I pay $10 a month for it. That's it. Outside of that, I do my own thing because I've been doing this for 7 years now. And I've been learning. And this is how you learn, man. You watch videos and you buy stocks, okay? You watch videos, you learn, you buy stocks. And then once you get the stocks down, trading stocks, then you get into options and you can do leaps and you can do calls and puts and straddles and all these different things, all right? But take it slow. But anyway, QUBT, man. Go ahead and hop in QUBT. If it goes down, that's fine. Average in. Don't put all your money in at one time. If you got $100, put 50 in. All right. And if this thing comes back down, put another 50 in. Because if you look at this thing on the bigger time frame, this thing fell from $22. All right. Really, it fell from $24, $25, $26, okay? So we got room to go. This is a nice little way to increase your money, and it's a good way to save your money and build your account. Don't put your money in the savings account. Pull it out of there. make this your savings account. Turn your brokerage account to your savings account. All right. Keep your 401k separate and have your brokerage account. All right. And then as this thing grows, 14% of $96 ain't nothing, but 14% of $10,000, that's something. All right. It took me 7 months to get from 2,000 to 10,000. Imagine what we can do in a year. Okay. All right. So that's all I got for y'all today, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions. If I said something that was out of pocket, I may have been wrong. Help me out. Put it in the chat. We still learning, but let's learn. Let's grow together. Let's earn together. Yeah. God bless you and your family.